And remember how she always said you should support local businesses? Make Mom proud on both counts by showing up with a gift from Elkhart Station. They offer a wide variety of food items, wines, and gift items made right here in Illinois, sure to impress the host or hostess. Mom would definitely approve. Elkhart Station, Route 66 in the heart of downtown Elkhart.
Well, we're not quite done just yet. Brian Lauer here, and I hope you all had a great Christmas. I know I did. It was the last retail Christmas season for me. See, I've been in retail since I was in 8th grade. But don't say goodbye just yet. We still have inventory to sell. So, we may be open another couple of weeks or till it's gone. Bring your Christmas cash and save big. Hours are 11 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday, in the beautiful Montvale Junction Shopping Center on West Isles.
Listen and watch interviews with the biggest newsmakers. Subscribe to 92.7 WMAY on YouTube.
Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast on WMAY. Today, sunny and warmer with a high near 30. Low tonight around 25. Tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 45. A sprinkle or two is possible tomorrow night with a low around 38. Thursday, continued breezy with drizzling rain with a high near 57. Friday, rain continues with a high near 48. Saturday, a chance of rain with a high near 48. And New Year's Day, partly sunny with a high near 48. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
The Landmark Auto Group is introducing their new #1 reason why you always do better at Landmark. Landmark for a lifetime. This incredible new reason to buy gives you an exceptional lifetime coverage on the vehicle you purchase at any Landmark store. This Pro-certified lifetime warranty will be available on new and pre-owned vehicles. That's coverage for unlimited time, unlimited miles with no cost to you. Landmark for a lifetime. Just another reason why
you always do better.
Landmark for a lifetime. You've heard of it, but what is it? It's an all-new lifetime warranty on new and pre-owned vehicles at Landmark. This nationwide coverage allows you to get your car work done anywhere by any ASE-certified technician. The cost of living keeps increasing, but this remarkable vehicle protection keeps you covered and unaffected by price increases in labor and parts. Now that's peace of mind. Get all the information on Landmark for a lifetime at any Landmark Auto Group location.
You always do better.
Memorial Health would like to talk to you about a career in healthcare. Now through the end of January, Memorial is hosting a series of hiring events for multiple departments. Come learn about our available positions, as well as some of the biggest hiring incentives we've ever offered, like limited time hiring bonuses for RNs and PCTs. Virtual sessions are available, but hurry, space is limited. Register now at jobs.memorial.health/events. Memorial is an equal opportunity employer.
At Adams Pest Control, we continue to be voted #1 because we take pride in our customer service and retention. We appreciate our customers' loyalty, and that is why we return the loyalty by working with our customers on their budgets and continue to hold our prices with no increase in almost 20 years. To see why our customers continue to choose us and vote us #1, call Adams Pest Control today, 544-2122, and see what a local family-owned company is all about.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
What are the top stories of 2022? Dig deep. It's been an interesting 12 months. And I want to hear from you at 217-629-7970. Live and local, taking your phone calls. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and you can message that way. But the best way to do it, call in 217-629-7970. What are the top stories from 2022? Before we get started, though, on Twitter, I follow this page, whalechart.org. It's a cryptocurrency tracker, and it updates, followers on which huge crypto wallets are transferring money, and the latest about the FTX saga and a whole host of other troubled cryptocurrency exchanges. But anyways, the Twitter account did just post this pretty incredible optical illusion, which if you follow on YouTube Live or Facebook, or even Twitter Live, you'll see here, he says, I don't know if it's a he or she, but the cubes aren't moving at all. The motion is all in your head. This is crazy. And what it is it's two cubes that are flashing black and white, and then inside the cube, a 3D drawing of a cube. It's got arrows pointing one way or the other, and based on the suggestion of the arrows pointing, it makes it look like it's doing what the arrows are doing. It's pretty remarkable. Anyways, just wanted to get that out. Kind of fascinating to see that. But anyways, all right, so what are the top stories of 2022? I'm thinking, of course, here locally, you've had what's considered the largest fire since the 1970s, happening on Christmas Eve. And that was something that we saw happen just a few days ago. Surely that's going to be a huge story for 2022, but that's here at the tail end. We all know that. But what are some of the other ones? Good morning. You're on WMAY. Your thoughts on the top stories from 2022. What's up?
Good morning, Greg. I'd have to say, Elon Musk buying Twitter and the Twitter files, and and also the DOJ being weaponized, the FBI being weaponized for political use. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on in the world today.
That's a pretty significant story because, typically when we think about stories of the year, top stories, they're stories that are going to reverberate for quite some time. And this story is not going to go anywhere. You had the beginning of it with Twitter, being taken over by Musk, and not just the eventual takeover that happened like in October or something, but the lead up to it. Earlier this year, Musk saying, I might just buy Twitter. And then, the back and forth of him saying, no, I don't want to buy it anymore. And then the questions about how many bots there were, and was Twitter fudging those numbers before Musk took it over. But then ultimately a court was set to say, Musk, you have to take this over. So he took it over. And then he started trickling out all of these Twitter files, which we're not going to hear the last of for quite some time, especially with the Republican-controlled U.S. House. And what's fascinating about this is sometimes a top story might not get the coverage it deserves from the corporate media. And that's very much the case when it comes to the Twitter files, showing that, the decisions made behind closed doors, dealing with who can speak freely on Twitter and who can't, and the pressure from the federal agencies, including the FBI, the CIA, the Department of National Intelligence, not just in this country, but around the globe. So rather incredible, and I think that absolutely that is a top story from 2022. But I want to hear from more of you, 217-629-7970, your thoughts on what the top stories of the year are. I'm just going to say, I think some of the top stories from 2022 for the state of Illinois, the Safety Act, and all of the debate that's been had about this, and in particular, the end of cash bail that starts January 1st. This was very much part of the political conversation in the November election leading up to it, and you had concerns that people are going to be able to leave police custody even after being charged with significant crimes, and people being called fearmongers for ultimately laying that out and their concerns, and the lawsuit that was filed. But then lawmakers had to come back with a 300-page bill to clean it up, signifying that there were some substantial holes in the Safety Act, Pretrial Fairness Act. But then, again, it's stuck in court right now. We could find out the ultimate outcome today or tomorrow as to what the judge in Kankakee County is going to say. And that's going to go all the way to the Illinois Supreme Court, regardless of what the outcome is in the circuit court, and then the reverberations of the Safety Act and no cash bail. That's gonna last well into 2023. So I think the Safety Act definitely is one of those top stories for Illinois. But also another top story for Illinois is former House Speaker Michael Madigan being charged not with one, but 23 different counts of corruption by federal prosecutors. That as well is a top story for the state, no question about it. But what about other top stories? What do you think? 217-629-7970. That's the phone number again, 217-629-7970. You can also email bishoponair@gmail.com, or you can comment on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Just search it out, Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. But the best way to get your voice heard on the top story of 2022 is 217-629-7970. All right, we'll get some more coming up, including some local stories that at least I think were some of those top stories of 2022. But let's hear what you have to add. All right, coming up here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Let's take a look at Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast, where today you've got a high of 30. It's going to be much more mild than it has been, with a low down to 25 into Wednesday. Got sunny skies, the high of 44. Then Thursday, a chance of drizzle with a high of 56. Friday, 40% chance of rain, the high of 47, and then Saturday, 50-50 chance of rain with a high of 48. Right now, it's about 10 degrees out there at 817 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions, and did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
The Riverbank Lodge. Stop in Monday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. for the best lunch in Petersburg, and nightly 4 to midnight where you can enjoy food, drinks, and gaming. Why not stay the night? Ask about our room rates. The Riverbank Lodge, Petersburg. Play slots or try a hand at video poker and win big with Excel Entertainment, Illinois' leading terminal operator. Take a spin with us and have your pick of the hottest games and enjoy the latest upgrades. Gaming as easy as 3-2-win. Powered by Excel Entertainment. Game on.
Shop the largest selection of Amish and American-made furniture all in one location at Hendricks Home Furnishings. From living room upholstery and accent tables to bedroom, dining room, and home office furniture. Select your sizes, wood finishes, colors, leathers, and fabrics of your choice. At Hendricks, the options are endless for style and comfort that will last a lifetime. Come shop Amish and American-made furniture on sale now. Hendricks Home Furnishings in Verdon and online at hendricks.tv, where you can always talk to the owners.
Anxiety. There's plenty of it to go around for just about everyone these days, but the question is, how are you dealing with it? Anxiety can make things difficult. If you find yourself reaching for drugs or alcohol as the solution, chances are your anxiety has gotten out of control. It's time to pick up the phone and call Gateway Foundation. You'll talk with someone who holds the strictest confidentiality so that you can open up and learn about treatment options. Our team of professional counselors, therapists, psychiatrists, and physicians have a long history of helping people like you get back on track. During the healing process, you'll find that there is nothing to be ashamed of. Calling Gateway Foundation is that important first step towards getting away from the self-medication of alcohol and other substances and on the road towards safe, rewarding, and sustainable recovery. Call Gateway Foundation at 877-505-HOPE for a free, private, confidential screening. Gateway Foundation, addiction medicine saving lives.
Hey, John, remember when Dick Van Dyke had their one-day only New Year's Day sale?
And people look forward to it all year long.
Yeah, well, between an ice storm, a must-see college bowl game, and travel plans.
And a terrible headache from the night before.
Yeah, well, it's nice that it's a 6-day sale now, which makes it a lot easier to plan for.
And it's going on today.
Including the big brands like GE, Frigidaire, Electrolux, Speed Queen, and Bosch. Price like you'll never see again for another 12 months.
Washers and dryers starting at $469.99. Ranges starting at $579.99. Most of the appliances they offer are backed by their free 10-year protection plan.
So drive carefully, set the DVR, bring the family.
And knock back a pot of coffee if you have to.
If you're in a hurry. But remember, it's a 6-day sale going on today at Dick Van Dyke.
This is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. It's all hands on deck. Not just one day, but 6 whole days of savings on everything. Your best New Year's sale deal is waiting for you today. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
There are 3 words I always hear when someone from our staff is on the phone. We got it. Hi, it's Laurie from Rex Battery, and whenever somebody calls us and asks if we have a certain type of battery, the answer is always, we got it. Even in those very rare instances we don't, we know how to get it. And if we don't know how to get it, we'll build it. That's how committed we are to making sure you have the power you need. From model cars to real cars, from toys to tractors, dog collars to doorbells, riding mowers to remote keys. If it takes a battery, we have it at Rex Battery. Over 75,000 batteries in stock right now. So if you're wondering if we've got a battery, yep, we've got it. They're fresh, fully charged, and ready to go. Keeping Central Illinois fully powered for over 60 years. Rex Battery, Clear Lake, west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
What What's the best thing to do with your money during uncertain times? Financial experts agree products like certificates of deposit and money market accounts can be a safe haven from a bumpy economy. At Warren Boynton State Bank, we've been helping people find ways for their money to make money for 145 years. Certificates of deposit, or CDs, give you a guaranteed return on your money. Money market accounts are a way to let your money earn higher interest with the flexibility of a checking account. These are just two options we have at Warren Boynton, each designed to give your money security, and they just might help you sleep better at night. At Warren Boynton, you can say we've seen a few things over the years. A lot has happened since we opened our doors in 1877, but no matter what was going on in the rest of the world, we've stood by folks in Central Illinois. A little extra confidence during challenging economic times. Warren Boynton State Bank, WBSB.net, member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Warren Boynton, your bank.
The WMAY Daily Poll is sponsored by Adams Pest Control for commercial, residential, real estate inspections, and termite control. Cast your vote with the WMAY mobile app or at WMAY.com/poll.
And today's poll question asks about travel with the reports of flight delays over the holiday travel period. Have you been impacted? Yes, I've been affected personally. A friend's been affected, or I don't know anyone who's been directly affected. And it's been consistent all morning long at about 83% of you saying you don't know anybody that's been affected. Refreshing that now, where you can find the latest updates, and still about 86% of you say no, you don't know anybody that's been affected. Go vote at WMAY.com/poll or on the WMAY mobile app. It's brought to you by Adams Pest Control.
Listen and watch the interviews with today's newsmakers on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe now. Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY.
We've been talking about the top stories of 2022 and definitely want to hear from you at 217-629-7970. What are those top stories of the year? As we approach the end of the month and the start of a new year, some of the top stories, of course, you got to highlight the elections that happened this year in November with, of course, the outcome in Illinois being the outcome of the Amendment 1 proposal that restricts state or local restrictions on what can be collectively bargained. That passed, but also Democrats sweeping all statewide offices in Illinois. But I think another major story from the election is the national outcome of Republicans getting control of the U.S. House. So that's another pretty big story for 2022. But we also have a bunch of local stories that we got to highlight from the past year. One of them that was controversial that still sticks in my head because of the 911 call that we got and the body cam footage that we got. And that was the incident outside of Staub Funeral Home several months ago where there was a job action. Some union members getting an inflatable rat and putting it outside of the funeral home, protesting Staub using non-labor unions to fix a roof. And somebody was upset, came out, stabbed the rats, and you had that pretty priceless audio of the 911 call of the dispatcher confused whenever they were told by the callers that somebody had stabbed the rat. And they just didn't really understand what was going on there. So that was, kind of an interesting story, maybe a story of the year. But I think another major story of the year has been what's going on with the Wyndham City Center and the uncertainty around that. And are we going to see that be more apartments and the prospect of it turning into subsidized apartments instead of being hotel space, which a lot of city aldermen saying that we need to have those hotel spaces in order to best manage future conventions. So that's still very much an unresolved story, and it was a pretty big story locally here in Springfield as we look at the need for more convention activities, more tourism, but do we have enough hotel space So that very much is another major story of the year in this past 12 months. But what about your thoughts? 217-629-7970. What are some of the top stories of the past 12 months, either locally for the state of Illinois or for the national stories? I think another big major national story that we have to talk about that impacts Illinois as well, and that's immigration. People coming across the border seeking asylum or coming across the border illegally. We've had just a record number of people who've come across the border in a not legal fashion, either illegally or trying to seek asylum. But the numbers are staggering. You're talking millions upon millions upon millions more than there were last year and the year before that. But it's not just coming across the border. It's what some of these border communities have been doing with these migrants and putting them on buses and sending them to sanctuary cities. And the sanctuary cities include Chicago. Chicago's gotten thousands of migrants bused from some of these border communities. You also had the Martha's Vineyard incidents where the border states sent migrants to Martha's Vineyard. You recall that. But even on Christmas Day, you had migrants being shipped via bus just outside of Vice President Kamala Harris's house. So that made some news as well. Definitely migration and the incredible flow of questions of human trafficking and drug trafficking. That is also a major story from the past 12 months. Other major stories that impact the state of Illinois, you had the July 4th mass shooting, the Independence Day mass shooting that happened in Highland Park, obviously is a huge story, but that also can't overshadow the regular violence that takes place in Chicago. And it's not just in Chicago where you've got gun violence happening. We've even had gun violence here in Springfield, in Decatur, in Peoria, in Rockford. So violence and crime, another one of those top stories of the past 12 months. And all of this, of course, coming to a head here at the end of the year. What are some of the top stories in your thoughts? 217-629-7970. That's the phone number. You can also email bishoponair@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Follow me there, and we can connect and exchange thoughts and ideas. And anytime you have a story tip you want to share, you can do that. Just email me. I offer complete anonymity, and I always go out and verify things before I actually go out and report them. So if you've got a story tip or suggestion, you can always email me, bishoponair@gmail.com. All right, stories of the year. That's just a small smattering of some of the major stories from the past 12 months. You've also got inflation that was just huge, with record inflation impacting everything from the cost of eggs to the cost of gas to heating your home, and energy crunches. So inflation's another major story, how it's been 40-year highs. And that's impacting people all across the country. You've got the war in Ukraine. That's a major story with Russia invading Ukraine and the U.S. giving $100 billion to Ukraine. So that's a major story. You've got significant weather events that have happened all across the country, from hurricanes and even an earthquake over in California. Mother Nature definitely taking its toll over there. But a whole host of other things that we just don't have time to tackle from the past 12 months. So if you want to share what you think are some of the top stories, you can do so. Call in live, 217-629-7970, or email me, bishoponair@gmail.com. All right, stay tuned. We've got another half hour here with Springfield's Morning News, now 8:30. Let's get a check of headlines.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the three big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story. Illinois lawmakers have set a goal of 1 million electric vehicle registrations in the state by 2030, and the federal government is poised to help. Starting January 1st, many Americans will qualify for a tax credit of up to $7,500 for buying a new electric vehicle and $4,000 for those who buy a used one. For at least the first 2 months of 2023, the full credit will be available to consumers who meet income and price limits, after which certain country of origin requirements may reduce the total credit available. Sangamon County is no longer reporting daily COVID-19 case numbers. The county health department announced the change on its Facebook page, but did not provide a reason. COVID stats by county are available on the Illinois Department of Public Health page. It currently shows the county at just under 74,000 total cases since the start of the pandemic, with 431 deaths from COVID, higher than the 422 deaths reported by the county in its final update last Thursday. It's like a Christmas story come to life. Authorities in Cairo had to come to the assistance of a child whose tongue stuck to a frozen outdoor pole during last week's bitter cold. Fox 2 in St. Louis reports that crews were able to free the child without any significant injury. Authorities did not release the age or gender of the child. The incident was reminiscent of the famous scene in the classic holiday film in which a boy accepts a triple dog dare to lick a pole, and his tongue froze to it. The widow of an Illinois state senator who died earlier this month has been appointed to replace him for the final few days of his term. Stacey Bennett was named to fill the vacancy left when her husband, Senator Scott Bennett, died unexpectedly of a brain tumor on December 9th. She will serve during the January lame duck session, but is not seeking appointment to the full 2-year term that begins when the new legislature is sworn in on January 11th. Springfield fire investigators are still looking for victims in the rubble of the old Goodwill building after a Christmas Eve fire. Several squatters were inside the building when the fire broke out early Saturday and escaped, but said others may have still been in the building. Fire Chief Brandon Blau says the condition of the structure, the weather, and the lack of availability of cadaver dogs have hampered search efforts. 2 people are still unaccounted for, but a full search of the debris is not expected until Tuesday. The chorus against Ticketmaster's concert pricing practices is growing. Country music artist Zach Bryan dropped a live album titled All My Homies Hate Ticketmaster on Sunday. Bryan also issued a statement on social media in which he decried a massive issue with fair ticket prices to live shows lately. The statement doesn't mention Ticketmaster by name, except in the new album title, though he tagged the company in a separate Instagram post displaying the track listing. Ticketmaster did not immediately return a message seeking comment from the Associated Press. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
This is the time of year to be thinking about furnace maintenance, as the weather is going to get steadily cooler. But if your furnace is 12 to 15 years old or older, it may be time to think about furnace replacement. The typical lifespan for a good furnace is about 12 to 15 years. And if it's been working hard for that time or more, it really is time to think about replacing it. There's a lot of benefits to it. You will see dramatically improved energy efficiency, lower utility bills, and a home that's a lot more comfortable. So reach out to the furnace installation experts at MB Heating and Cooling today. Now, if your furnace just needs maintenance, MB is also the place to go. You can sign up for a service agreement with MB Heating and Cooling for 2 performance tune-ups per year, 24-hour priority service and energy-saving coil cleaning, and a discount on replacement parts and labor. Whether you have a need for maintenance or for a replacement, call MB Heating and Cooling. Call 217-544-HEAT, 544-4328, or visit mb-heating.com.
The Landmark Auto Group is introducing their new #1 reason why you always do better at Landmark. Landmark for a lifetime. This incredible new reason to buy gives you an exceptional lifetime coverage on the vehicle you purchase at any Landmark store. This Pro-certified lifetime warranty will be available on new and pre-owned vehicles. That's coverage for unlimited time, unlimited miles with no cost to you. Landmark for a lifetime. Just another reason why
You always do better at Landmark.
Landmark for a lifetime. You've heard of it, but what is it? It's an all-new lifetime warranty on new and pre-owned vehicles at Landmark. This nationwide coverage allows you to get your car work done anywhere by any ASE certified technician. The cost of living keeps increasing, but this remarkable vehicle protection keeps you covered and unaffected by price increases in labor and parts. Now that's peace of mind. Get all the information on Landmark for a lifetime at any Landmark Auto Group location.
You always do better at Landmark.
Hi, it's Ed Lex with Edward Jones. Listen to the Business Spotlight with Edward Jones this afternoon at 5:40 on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Miss an interview? Catch the podcast whenever, wherever. 92.7 WMAY is on demand at WMAY.com.
Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast on WMAY. Today, sunny and warmer with a high near 30. Low tonight around 25. Tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 45. A sprinkle or 2 is possible tomorrow night with a low around 38. Thursday, continued breezy with drizzling rain with a high near 57. Friday, rain continues with a high near 48. Saturday, A chance of rain with a high near 48. And New Year's Day, partly sunny with a high near 48. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
Springfield Supportive Living.
New Year's here is going to be wonderful.
Are you young enough?
It was last year. They're just good to the people. For every holiday, they have something. For every birthday, they have something. But you ought to see all these white-headed people get up and shake their booties and dance. Age is just a number. I'm 86, holding on to 30.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Well, we're not quite done just yet. Brian Lauer here, and I hope you all had a great Christmas. I know I did. It was the last retail Christmas season for me. See, I've been in retail since I was in 8th grade. But don't say goodbye just yet. We still have inventory to sell. So, we may be open another couple of weeks or till it's gone. Bring your Christmas cash and save big. Hours are 11 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday, in the beautiful Montvale Junction Shopping Center on West Isles.
Save big when you upgrade with new appliances from Menards. We offer the lowest prices with the largest in-stock appliance selection, ready to take home today. New appliances from Menards are meant to make your life easier. Upgrade your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient appliances and save big money at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The Riverbank Lodge. Stop in Monday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. for the best lunch in Petersburg, and nightly 4 to midnight where you can enjoy food, drinks, and gaming. Why not stay the night? Ask about our room rates. The Riverbank Lodge, Petersburg. Play slots or try a hand at video poker and win big with Excel Entertainment, Illinois' leading terminal operator. Take a spin with us and have your pick of the hottest games and enjoy the latest upgrades. Gaming as easy as 3-2-win. Powered by Excel Entertainment. Game on.
Want to lose a few pounds or get in those 10,000 steps a day? I'm Kim Commando with 3 fitness apps to help you stay on track with your goals. Let's start with the MyFitnessPal app. It calculates how many calories you burn from exercise. If you input the food you eat per day, it'll pop out an accurate calorie count. And this is important. People underestimate how much they eat, from 20 to as high as 40%. Keeping count of calories is one trick to help shed some pounds. Next, the 8Fit app is great if you're the type of person who needs more hand-holding. This app brings in personalized on-demand workouts and meal planning together. Research shows that when an app features training goals, special diets, and contact with trainers, people are just more motivated to use it. And finally, Apple Watch owners, this one's for you. Fitness Plus walks Apple Watch and iPhone owners through a series of guided workouts. It'll show you an accurate heart rate to get you working in top form. And enter to win a $500 gift card right now at my website, commando.com/win. You have a lot of places to get your tech news. I know that. But there's only one website that tells you what the tech news means to you, and that's my site, commando.com. Every day, you'll find breaking tech news, security alerts, along with really useful tips and product reviews. Tens of millions of people just like you visit my site, and I'd love for you to become a regular. I bet you learn one great thing each day at commando.com. And at my site, you also get early access to my USA Today columns, too. And to make things easier on your busy life, sign up for my free newsletters that get delivered right to your inbox. You can pick and choose what you're interested in, whether that's smartphones or smart homes, Windows or Mac. And this way, you only get the know-how that you want. And I'll never, ever send you spam because I value you and your inbox. At commando.com, there are links at the top of the page to get my free newsletters. And also, send me a personal message. Go now while you're thinking about it. That's commando.com, KOMANDO.com.
92.7 WMAY.
Springfield's news and talk.
Well, we only got 20 minutes left, and a programming note. I am off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I believe we've got scheduled programming on Monday. And then I think I'm back on Tuesday. No, I think I'm off Tuesday as well. And then Wednesday, coming back. Just got to take a few days off here at the tail end of the year, decompress a bit, spend some time with my wife. and enjoy the time together. So only 20 minutes left together before the end of the year. But if you need more Bishop on Air, I would encourage you to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel Bishop on Air, where you can find all of the different topics that we cover. Phone call segments, interview segments. You can see all of those at my YouTube channel and catch up and subscribe whenever we go live. That as well, here live and local with WMAY. But you can also find it on Facebook and Twitter and the YouTube channel as well. Just search out Bishop on Air and we can connect that way. All right, it's been a pretty incredible year. Spending a lot of time with you, unpacking important issues, and I think some of the largest conversations we've had that have drawn the most interest has been around firearms and the looming regulations that could be put into place to limit the Second Amendment in Illinois. And that follows after the Independence Day mass shooting out of Highland Park. But the proposal is to ban future sales of semi-automatic weapons. And a lot of people listening in on those conversations on whenever we talk about it and take your calls and the various interviews we've had. That's been one of the issues that I get the most feedback on whenever we talk about it, which shows just how important of an issue this is in Illinois. But some of the other things that, of course, we'll continue to monitor in the new year, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, what you're most anticipating for 2023. Not necessarily your predictions per se, but what are some of the things you're most anticipating for the new year? I'm looking forward to seeing what happens over in Congress with the Republicans taking over the U.S. House. Hunter Biden laptop and what President Joe Biden knew what the sales business dealings and benefits the current president's got from the sales of business dealings with foreign actors out of Ukraine and China and so on. That's going to be fascinating. Also, we've got prospects of control of the House in 2023. State House and having lawmakers come back for session and asking them why we continue to lose population. Why is it? And Democrats have to recognize this. They can't have their head in the sand. They want to point to a survey released back this year that said we may have undercounted Illinois by 2%. Point to that and say Illinois is growing. When you look at the annual estimates of population, Illinois' population decline is accelerating. It's accelerating. It's not up one year, down another year, down the year after, up another year. It's not bouncing around. It's accelerating. All right, I've been covering the State House and looking at these statistics for 8 years now. And in 2014, there was an estimated 10,000 fewer people in Illinois. That was the first year that turned into consecutive year after year after year, now 9 years in a row of population decline. And we got the latest numbers last week after we were on the air Thursday. And those numbers show net migration is minus 110,000 in Illinois. Minus 110,000. That's accelerated from the 104,000 from the year before. That's accelerated from the 80,000 from the year before that. From the 40,000 the year before. So we are on a constant trajectory upward of population decline. You cannot recognize that. And to recognize that, how do you go about solving the problem? That's something I think that the Democrat supermajority at the State House has to come to terms with. Will they? I think that's a good question, and I look forward to seeing if we can get some of those answers. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Morning, Bishop. I hope you had an amazing Christmas, buddy.
I did. Hopefully you did too.
Oh, the best one ever. My grandson was able to, his first Christmas that it's the second Christmas, but his first one where he recognized it, you know.
Oh, nice. Thumbs up.
So, yeah, it was amazing. Who holds anybody accountable for anything anymore, honestly? I mean, you think about it. I mean, like, if you seriously sit back and think about this, we don't hold any representative, anybody in the Congress, the House, the Senate, whatever. We don't hold them accountable for anything.
Well, they did try to hold Donald Trump accountable. I mean, they got a special prosecutor investigating him. They got, the recommendation for charges. They impeached him twice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we have child. I just seen, what was it 2-3 weeks ago, a child molester here from Sangamon County. I think he got 3 years in prison. He molested a child and got 3 years in prison. That's mind blowing. That guy should never see the light of day, ever. That kid has to live with that for the rest of his life. And we have people who get a slap. That's a slap on the hand, if you ask me. And we don't even give our legislative members a slap on the hand. We just talk about it and let it go by and get done with.
Well, and you think about accountability. One story on the corruption beat. Of course, Mike Madigan, he's facing 23 counts. That's something else I'm looking forward to in 2023 is that trial because that's coming. He's pleaded not guilty. But there was another individual, State Senator Emil Jones III, who was charged with bribery just a handful of weeks before the November election, and he ran in an uncontested race and won. So he's heading back to the State House.
And didn't we have a guy by the name of Pritzker call Blagojevich and ask about this seat and all that? And then we elected him governor.
Yeah, not once, twice. Yeah, I appreciate the call. You're baffled. I'm baffled. Everybody listening's baffled. I think accountability is something that we all could look forward to in 2023, but it takes a certain amount of willpower and political will to make that happen. Appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. Got to take a break. Finish things up here next. 8:52 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions. And did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
Hey, John, remember when Dick Van Dyke had their one-day-only New Year's Day sale?
And people look forward to it all year long.
Yeah, well, between an ice storm, a must-see college bowl game, and travel plans.
And a terrible headache from the night before.
Yeah, well, it's nice that it's a 6-day sale now, which makes it a lot easier to plan for.
And it's going on today.
Including the big brands like GE, Frigidaire, Electrolux, Speed Queen, and Bosch. Price like you'll never see again for another 12 months.
Washers and dryers starting at $469.99. Ranges starting at $579.99. Most of the appliances they offer are backed by their free 10-year protection plan.
So drive carefully, set the DVR, bring the family.
And knock back a pot of coffee if you have to.
If you're in a hurry. But remember, it's a 6-day sale going on today at Dick Van Dyke.
This is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. It's all hands on deck. Not just one day, but 6 whole days of savings on everything. Your best New Year's sale deal is waiting for you today. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Anxiety. There's plenty of it to go around for just about everyone these days, but the question is, how are you dealing with it? Anxiety can make things difficult. If you find yourself reaching for drugs or alcohol as the solution, chances are your anxiety has gotten out of control. It's time to pick up the phone and call Gateway Foundation. You'll talk with someone who holds the strictest confidentiality so that you can open up and learn about treatment options. Our team of professional counselors, therapists, psychiatrists, and physicians have a long history of helping people like you get back on track. During the healing process, you'll find that there is nothing to be ashamed of. Calling Gateway Foundation is that important first step towards getting away from the self-medication of alcohol and other substances and on the road towards safe, rewarding, and sustainable recovery. Call Gateway Foundation at 877-505-HOPE for a free, private, confidential screening. Gateway Foundation, addiction medicine saving lives.
Rex with a double X battery, generations of power.
Here's what we believe at Rex Battery. You should be able to find the right battery when you need it. Our company started when my dad needed a battery for his car and he built it himself. Today, more than 50 years later, we are still making sure you can find the right battery you need. And that includes the common batteries people use every day to the hard-to-find batteries used in big farm equipment. While online outlets are struggling with supply chain issues, we have shelves full of batteries. The best part is we're right here in town and ready to help today. Hearing aids, power tools, and the car in your garage. If it takes a battery, you can find the battery at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery, generations of power.
What's the best thing to do with your money during uncertain times? Financial experts agree products like certificates of deposit and money market accounts can be a safe haven from a bumpy economy. At Warren Boynton State Bank, we've been helping people find ways for their money to make money for 145 years. Certificates of deposit, or CDs, give you a guaranteed return on your money. Money market accounts are a way to let your money earn higher interest with the flexibility of a checking account. These are just two options we have at Warren Boynton, each designed to give your money security, and they just might help you sleep better at night. At Warren Boynton, you can say we've seen a few things over the years. A lot has happened since we opened our doors in 1877, but no matter what was going on in the rest of the world, we've stood by folks in Central Illinois. A little extra confidence during challenging economic times. Warren Boynton State Bank, WBSB.net, member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Warren Boynton, your bank. Springfield Supportive Living.
New Year's here is going to be wonderful.
Are you young enough?
Was last year. They're just good to the people. For every holiday, they have something. For every birthday, they have something. But you ought to see all these white-headed people get up and shake their booties and dance. Age is just a number. I'm 86, holding on to 30.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Get ultra strong for your South Pole. Charmin keeps your undies whiter than the North Pole. Shiny hiney, a brand new year. Come with us, Charmin. Happy New Year. May your holidays be Charmin, clean, merry, and bright. May all your undies be Charmin, clean white.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Listen on demand at WMAY.com. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
All right, final few moments here. Of course, you can chime in, 217-629-7970. Want to wish everybody a happy new year. I am off for the rest of the year. I'll be back after the new year, so I appreciate everybody chiming in and all the incredible time we've spent together this year. Hopefully it's been informative and entertaining at times, but of course, love interacting with you by phone. 217-629-7970. Thanks for hanging on. Good morning.
Hey, hi Greg. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Dad, back at you. I'm good. Yourself?
Good. Just thought I'd chime in on that last caller about accountability. It not only goes from the petty crimes to the state legislators, but all the way up to Vladimir Putin and Saddam Hussein, of all these war crimes they've committed over all these years, and what's happened to those guys.
Yeah. No, it's a great point. And how does the international community hold such actors accountable? And it's something that we're seeing play out with Russia and Ukraine. But then you got China. And I think that's another major story from the past 12 months is all that came out from China with the protests over COVID lockdowns to their cornering the market of various metals that we need for our everyday goods. Hey, I appreciate the call. And speaking of, I think that's something else that we need to really focus on in 2023. We all think slavery is abhorrent. Absolutely, no question. But slavery is still very much alive in this globe. And you look at the Congo and the low-wage workers that are working without, PPE, personal protective equipment, mining the things that we need for our smartphones, for our electric vehicles. The slave trade is alive and well. And if we don't recognize that, and if instead we look internally about, talking about certain individuals and what their pronouns are, without elevating the abhorrent nature of the lowest level of the supply chain when it comes to precious metals to work our goods, we've got to rectify that and draw attention to it. Have a great new year, all right?
On the Fly SPI Studios.